Alright, we're back. What I had worked on for a long time is the back side. To try to get that as flat as possible as you look from the side. You can tell it's curved out a little bit. I left a little bit of room there at the top, so I just curved that into it. I cut the back side off a little bit more. You have to kind of proportion it a little bit on what you think is going to, work. And I think this will be fine the way it is now. You'll have a little bit of what you want to do back here is you want to kind of bring this in and knock those little corners off, like right here. The pumpkin of course needs more work. We'll do that a little bit later. We're going to finish up the bird first. We'll worry about the pumpkin second. But, get this down to where you're comfortable with it and you're happy with it. If you think it's flat enough, I'm pretty sure this is almost as flat as I want to go here with this. And I looked at it and I made it a little bit rounder. When you start putting the feathering in, it will look a little bit different. Let me get my chair up a little closer. So we're going to start on the bill here. What we're going to do is, if you can take a look at this here, right here we're going to put, we did the bottom portion of the bill, we're going to go up here, just kind of make a little curvature, like a little rounded V. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to notch it right there and take a little bit out right there. Okay? And I'm going to bring it down to here. Okay. And up here I'm going to notch it out again from the bottom up. And I'm going to kind of curve that in a little bit. Well, that's pretty well the bill. Now you can go up a little bit and match those corners. Alright. That's not difficult to do. I know it can be a little difficult because it's very small. Alright, it's not, I don't have a real big bill on these. If you want to make it a little bit deeper, you can. That's up to you. But you want to make it look like it's tucked underneath there. Okay. Alright, now the eyes, the only thing I'm going to change on this particular one is the eyes were a little bit small. I want them a little bit bigger. I think it will look a little cuter if they're a little bit larger. So what we're going to do, I don't know if you remember doing the bear. If you've done the bear, we're going to do the same type of eye on it, that little triangular eye on it, and it's not going to be real difficult to do. It's going to be just very, you got to have a nice sharp knife, round off the head a little bit so you're happy with the way it looks. And I'm going to draw the I think technically they have little beady eyes, but this is a caricature. It's not supposed to be any kind of right or wrong way of doing it. Once I have this done, I'll come back up that way. I want a little more white showing. Okay, there we go. So it's a little triangular. So this is going to be your long cut on the top, and then this is going to come down and around. Alright, so the first cut we're going to do, let me see if I can get my little specs on so I can see a little bit better. My eyesight's not as good as it was 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, well, what we're going to do, I'll try to keep this in view here. We're going to do our first cut at the top. We're going to scoop that out. Alright, just like so. Same thing over here. We're going to do the top cut first. Okay, the next cut we're going to do is we're going to follow this line to the corner, turn your knife, and go underneath. Okay, what you want to do is you don't want to extend your cut past that first cut that you did at the top. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife, tip of your knife, you're going to cut the inside out first. Let me do it back here and then I'll have a better idea. Because sometimes I just can't see it there at all. I'll show you what I'm doing here once I get these done here. Okay, what I had done. Okay, let me take a good look at what we did here. We cut our top line first. I'm going to do one eye and you can do the other eye offline. When you do the eye, you always extend the top cut. The eye goes underneath. Alright, so the first thing I did was I cut this little V cut out, and I did it from the inside. Then these corners, right at the very corner here, this one and this one, all three of these little corners, I took a little triangular cut out to make that eye look round. Alright, once the eye looks round, you want to go back and just kind of cut the hard edge off that first initial cut that you did, only on the bottom, not on the top. So again, we're going to do the top cut first, and then we're going to take stop cut for the triangular cut, go from the inside, then do your little triangular cuts in the corner, and then come back and take that hard edge off. That's it, and that's your eye. Okay, so that should pop out a little more than what this one. This one's really tiny on this one, as you can see. Okay, and I'm not going to make it as dark. I think I made him a little too dark. So we're going to go ahead and do the other eye offline, and then we're going to start doing the feathering. And I'm pretty happy with the way this looks back here. We're going to round off the butt end here a little bit more. Have this shaped up like this one, you know, where it's rounded. Alright, and we'll be back to show you how that looks when it's done. And then I'm going to touch up the body just a tad bit more, and then we're going to start putting the feathering in, and I'll finish up a couple other things. We'll be back. Oh, I forgot one thing before we leave. We have this little gobbly thing that sticks out, so what we're going to do is this. You can make this as long as or as thin as you want, as distinct as you want. So it comes out from the top of your piece. Now I'll show you what I'll do to take that out. Okay? I'll be back.